Alright guys, this video is going to be a video about Wiccans and Pagans, kind of the differences between the two and the similarities, and how to tell if you're a Wiccan or a Pagan, and then what kind of subdivision you fit in underneath Paganism or Wiccan. First off, this is a quote I found, and this is what kind of made me question it, but it says, all Wiccans are witches, but not all witches are Wiccans. All Wiccans are pagans, but not all pagans are Wiccans. Finally, some witches are Wiccans, but some are not. And that just totally, it freaked me out. I was like, wait, what? I do not understand at all. So I took the three terms that they used, Wiccan, witch, and pagan, and just from that little paragraph or whatever, I just kind of put what they said. So if you're a Wiccan, you're a pagan and you're a witch. If you're a pagan, you might be a witch, but you might not be. And you might be a Wiccan, but you might not be. If you're a witch, you could be a Wiccan, but you might not be. And you could be a pagan, but you don't have to be. So it's still pretty confusing. So I thought back to the religion that I was raised in, which, as I've told you guys before, is Christianity. And I realized that it's, now don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's like Christianity is like paganism. I'm saying, okay, just listen to this. So it is like Christianity, because if you say I'm Christian, you can either mean I belong to that Christian religion, I'm Catholic, I'm Lutheran, or I'm Mormon, or however many else there are. If you say I'm pagan, you could be saying you're pagan, you're Wiccan, you're eclectic Wiccan, or you're neo-pagan. So paganism is kind of like I said, it's like Christianity, because if you ask a Lutheran, are you Christian, they'll say yes. Most of the time, unless they don't know what's going on. And if you ask a Wiccan, are you pagan, they'll say yes, if they know what's going on, because they are. Whether you realize it or not, you are. And I am. I like being pagan. Actually, I kind of like the name pagan more than I do Wiccan. Not sure why, but I kind of do. That is one of the reasons why whenever someone asks me what religion I am, I say I'm pagan. Because, for one thing, if you say you're Wiccan, it automatically triggers a bad response in their mind, because they think back to all the Hollywood and the satanic stuff and the black magic, and they're just like, I've even had this happen. I said I was Wiccan, they kind of took a few steps back, and it's just like, really, just listen. So, but if you say you're pagan, then most people don't know what that is, and they'll ask you. And usually I say it's a nature-based religion. You believe mostly in respecting the nature and animals and everyone else and everyone that lives in this world. Most pagans believe in the god and the goddess, but I mainly focus on the goddess. That's just mine, so I say I believe in the goddess. So, and when they ask me about it, I usually leave magic out for the time being. I don't usually go straight into it and tell them about all my spells that I've done and everything. It's just not what I do, because then again they automatically think back to the Hollywood stuff and the Satanism, and it's a huge big mess. So if they actually straight up ask me that, first off, if they ask me, do you do magic, then yes, I'll tell them. But if they don't, then I just kind of let it go, and maybe after I've known them for a while and they can trust me and they know how I am, then I'll kind of bring that out and explain it to them. Another thing is the different types of paganism. I'll give you guys a link to these. It has all the definitions, but I just kind of wrote down the types of it, or the different, I guess, subdivisions you could say, and I'll put the link somewhere over here. So there's paleo-paganism, civilo-paganism. I'm sorry if I say these wrong. Some of these are ones that I haven't heard of before. There's meso-paganism. There's syncreto. I'm sorry if I'm saying your religion wrong. If I am, just go ahead and correct me. And there's neo-paganism. And then the different types of Wiccans. There's Celtic, there's eclectic, there's fairy, there's shamanic, and there's solitary. Those are just kind of the basic ones that I actually kind of get. But I also have a link for those, and I'll put those up here. So yeah, that's kind of how I define both of them. I really hope those 2 links helped, because I'm hoping it will. So again, maybe this makes more sense now, but all Wiccans are witches, but not all witches are Wiccans. All Wiccans are pagans, but not all pagans are Wiccans. Finally, some witches are pagans, but some are not. So maybe that makes more sense now that I've explained it. I really hope it does, because I'm not usually that good at explaining things. So I guess that'll be all for now. And sorry, so I'm outside my window. And I'll see you guys later. Blessed be.